2. We're live. Hey, it's Cliff Yankovich from the Lowell Ledger. I have 2 board members from Showboat 6 with me tonight. Let me introduce Liz Baker. Some of you might remember Liz. She was the director of the Lowell Area Chamber of Commerce for 3 years and a lot longer than that. And Jim Salzwedel, also recently retired, is a member of the Lowell City Council. Both of these fine folks are giving of their time and talent to keep the Showboat in Showboat City. First off, can you tell us who actually owns the Showboat?
The Lowell Showboat is owned by the Lowell Showboat 6 501c3.
So it is a non-profit registered.
Correct. Yes.
And that took a while, didn't it? I seem to remember back COVID times trying to get the paperwork through, and it.
Yeah, it was. So we're in 2023. It took about 3 years.
Yeah, at least 3 years.
3 years. So, and it was supposed to be, 6 months and out.
Right. Yeah.
No, 3 years.
Well, I used to sit next to the attorney, and it'll happen in 6 months. Oh, they're experiencing some delays. Yeah. Okay. And I have one other thing that we have to check off the list. Jim, how many tax dollars has the city of Lowell spent on the Showboat?
To the best of my knowledge, 0. However, Cliff, we are going to put in a request to the city for $1.4 billion to make renovations to the Showboat, to expand it, updates, etc., like that. So it's out there. We are going to request $1.4 billion.
Okay, thanks for doing that, Jim, because I know that will be the one piece out of this whole podcast that makes it to social media.
Correct. You're right, Cliff, yes.
Salzwedel tries to milk. Anyway.
I love it.
All right, so how long ago did you get the 501c3 finally?
October?
Yeah.
Something like that, October, November.
And what does that mean now that you're a designated nonprofit? Why should we care about that?
Well, for us, we were kind of excited about it because it allows us to be able to write grants.
Okay.
And you really have to be a 501c3 to get funding of any sort. So that was at the top for us to be able to do that.
Well, wouldn't that allow, like, if my Uncle Fred dies next week and I can write the Showboat a big check, since you're a 501c3, I get a tax deduction, right?
That's correct,
That's
too.
correct. Yep.
Yes.
Uncle Fred, if you're listening.
If you're listening, we could use $1.5 million. Billion, okay.
And I wanted to approach this considering maybe someone listening has never even seen the new Showboat. So can you take us through the Showboat as it is today?
Sure. I think the biggest thing is a lot of people, they come on the Showboat and they go, well, I don't remember it looking like this. Did you remodel it? Yes, we did. We remodeled it. We tore the old one down and we completely built a new venue. So, the first deck is nice linoleum, high quality flooring. So you could use that for the dancing and that sort of thing. Okay. Second floor is carpet. The third floor, of course, is open.
That's the top deck,
Top
right?
deck. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, there's the pilot house.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's also a nice looking stairway.
Yes.
Between the first and I'm thinking in terms of wedding photographs, party photographs, whatever.
The grand stairway. It is beautiful.
Yes.
It is beautiful.
Yes.
Okay, and how do you guys divide the thing up? If could I rent the whole Showboat? Do I have to rent the whole Showboat? How does that work?
Yeah, we divide it up like this: first and second deck, third deck, and the pilot house. So let's say we had a party on the first deck. We could technically rent the third deck and the pilot house to another party.
Okay.
We haven't done that yet, but if we ever get to that point where we're just booked, we could possibly do that. We couldn't do the first and second deck and then the third deck probably. That would be too
confusing.
Yeah, too confusing.
And the pilot house is kind of like a conference room size. Is that a good description?
Yeah, it
or?
seats about a dozen people. It's nice. It's very
Oh, the
comfortable.
view
The
from-
view, and I would get distracted if I was having a company meeting up there, just looking out. But yeah, it is very nice.
It is real nice.
That guy with the beard, Santa.
Santa.
He
Yes.
uses the Showboat a lot. What other special events take place on it?
Well, this past year we started out. We participated in the Spring Fling and the Cookie Adventure.
Okay.
We had a big open house for Riverwalk Festival. We then went into the fall and did Girls' Night Out. We participated in that, and we did Christmas through Lowell. So we had.
Well, you had artists there on
we did.
Christmas through Lowell too,
yeah,
right?
and it was really it was great.
I stopped by on my way home one night and it was jammed. That was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah, and then of course Santa.
Now, you just mentioned an open house.
So when we have those events, the Showboat's open to the public. So
Okay.
like Spring Fling coming up, I think it's April 20th. We have that all listed on our website as well under the events tab,
And where's that website?
lowellshowboat.org.
Great name.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
We'll say that slower for you. lowellshowboat.org.
Yes. So those events, they're open to the public. Riverwalk Festival is probably the biggest open house, I think, because
Yep.
the festival people really enjoy coming on and checking it out. A lot of them haven't seen it before, so it's really nice to be able to do that.
And during the concerts,
During the concerts, we are not open to the public inside, but the decks are open
the
to
decks.
the public.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I know I climbed up there last year during one of the bands just because it was fun to
Yeah.
watch them from up there.
What's kind of nice about the summer concerts, they have booked all of the first deck, and they're using it as a green room for the
Oh, okay.
musicians, which is really nice. It gives them a place to get away. It was always in the chamber before, and it's not very private there. So this is nice for them.
So they're doing that with all 10 of the bands this
Yes.
year?
Yeah.
Because I remember Rick Cease mentioned to me last year that he was trying to make it so he could have a green room for a couple of the bands.
I think
Yeah.
we did 4 last year.
Yep, we did
with the
4.
green rooms, and everything's secured. I mean, they have an access code to get into it, so their valuables are protected as well too. It's definitely secured,
Yeah.
Cool.
which makes it feel better.
What's on the horizon? What's coming up? What should people know about?
Well, I think the big I'm trying to think of the word.
Misconception is that what
Of
you're
it
gonna
is
say?
that the city maintains and owns the Showboat. In fact, we're our own entity. We are a business. Our goal is to make the Showboat affordable, yet for us to book enough dates that we can pay for it, keep up the maintenance, and keep it around low for 50 years. It's a job. The board does a great job. Even though it's a non-paying board, everybody contributes. I'm going to say the lady to my right here, Liz and Teresa Hoffman, spend an enormous amount of their own personal time booking events, cleaning, making sure that things are getting done to the Showboat. And then we got Lou D'Agostino does some supportive maintenance. And then we got Lisa Plank from the historical and Teresa Munt from around the area. They're all contributed. And Mike Blau does a great job being our treasurer, keeping us financial secure for not
He's
just
a
now,
Nazi.
but for the future as well, too. We got some really good plans. But we also got some expenses in the future that we really need to look at, too. In 5 or 6 years, we're going to have to pull that boat out of the water to repaint the bottom, do some preventive maintenance on that part of it. And we got a budget between $100,000 and $125,000 to do that. So we as a board have our work cut out to make that happen. And we're definitely going to need the community support when that happens as well too. It's a big undertaking for us.
I'm fresh off the Lowell gathering at the chamber gathering where we make a big deal. Did we mention everybody that's on your board?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
I just did.
Well, it sounded like you did.
Yeah, he did good. He did a
and
good job.
as anybody who lives in Lowell knows, volunteers make this place run.
Right.
Do you still need, speaking of volunteers, do you need people to help out? I mean, you said you and Teresa are cleaning the boat after events and that kind of thing.
It just started, but they are.
Well, we don't. I mean, we do have staff that cleans. We have paid staff that comes in and does after events, does
Okay.
our setup. We have a paid staff person that is at all our events. So they
to make
are.
sure
Yep.
things
yep.
don't get out of hand. Or,
Exactly. And, I think some people probably think, well, I don't understand why you would need to do that, but you do.
Oh, yes, you do.
Yeah. I mean, we just can't let a $2.7 million venue let people go hog wild in it, right?
Right.
So, yeah. But I think another thing that I think people don't understand about the expenses, the biggest expense we have is the insurance, the liability.
yep.
Not the liability, I'm sorry. Just the property insurance is just, it's astronomical. And we just can't figure it out. But at the same time, we feel bound to do it, to continue to pay that large premium.
Yeah,
It's fun. I was just talking about this very subject with somebody in my store this afternoon, and what I recall is that the insurance companies are hesitant because it's not really a building,
Correct.
because it's in the water, but it's not really a boat because it doesn't move in the water and take off and come back, and so they, you talk about
Yeah.
Nazis.
Yeah.
We shouldn't say that.
Yes.
Oh, we
People
shouldn't
who
say
pay
that.
attention to details and
Yeah.
want answers, insurance people,
Yeah.
they don't like things that are in gray areas.
And
Right.
maritime is different. That's what I think we're classified as.
Really?
Maritime type situation.
Which is so funny.
Yeah.
We have
Well,
no engines. We don't go anywhere.
Is it? It's like kind of like a barge, isn't it? I mean,
Yes.
It is a
Yes.
barge, yeah.
Yep.
but
I don't
it's
know
a
exactly
really
what our-
nice barge with
Yeah.
beautiful carpeting.
I don't know what our title of it says. I don't even know if it says boat that we got. So.
I don't know. I haven't actually seen the title,
Yeah.
so I don't know that.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, just things like that. And as he's talking about that long-term maintenance that's going to be coming up, I mean, we're already 3 years old, It's hard to believe.
It is.
Seriously, it goes so quickly.
Yeah.
And to keep up with those sort of things. And of course, we really do have the latest and greatest as far as our heating and cooling system. I mean, it's all on a computer, and somebody can't just go in there and turn the thermostat up, And that makes it interesting. And that volunteers, we're taking care of that, making sure that's scheduled when we have guests on the boat and that sort of thing.
One other thing I personally would like to see, and we discussed it at one time, is be that the board acts as a board and not running it day to day. So I would hope down the road that we can get 100 rentals, whatever it is, a year, that we could actually get a full-time party planner, whatever you call it, to be able to take care of the boat for us, free up Liz and everybody else's time, and just make that happen. That would be the big goal. But
Yeah, that's our goal.
Yep.
Yep.
Down the long-term goal that we could do that.
So we want people to get involved.
Well,
we want
yeah.
people to have a party, book an event,
Yes.
bring their club, bring their high school reunion, their baby showers, that kind of thing.
Graduations.
Graduations.
Anniversaries.
Second marriages.
Second marriages.
I mean, we've had a couple coming up and renewing their vows, I should have
Yep.
said. Maybe not second, but renewing their vows type things,
Well, honestly, Cliff, we've had 3 celebration of life on the boat too, and it's just it's
Something
just
you don't think about.
something you don't think
Yeah.
about, but it's a great space for those sort of things. I think a lot of people, the other questions they always ask is, well, is there heat on the boat? Yes, we are climate controlled, so we have heat, we have air conditioning, and we do have to have them keep the doors and the windows closed so that we keep that climate control, right?
Which is why you need somebody there when there's events.
Exactly.
And that's why we were generous and donated over $200,000 to the city so they could build the bathrooms that are city operated across the way. We donated a lot. We donated a lot of money towards that
Yeah, I
because we
think-
don't have them on the boat. There's
Right.
not plumbing, but
I think we
again,
paid
it was
about
huge.
1/3 of the cost of
Yes.
the bathrooms.
So
So, another funny thing, when Teresa and I do all these tours, everybody inevitably says, "Well, where's the Showboat go?" Right here.
Maybe you could put 2 big fans on the front. And,
well,
Yeah.
I'm thinking about getting remember those days they had the 2 rolls and you'd roll it and there'd be a scenery go by. We're gonna do that on the outside of the boat and just so you
That would
look
be
like
good.
you're traveling up and down the river.
the Showboat will be leaving any moment, folks.
Yep.
You did ask us too about volunteers and what could a volunteer do for the Showboat. I mean, board members right now have all decided that they'll stay again for another term, and I think we look at it every year according
Right.
to our bylaws. But some of the things that we do as a group is like power wash the outside of the boat. That comes up in the spring. We really should do it twice a year. And that's, we always could use volunteers for that, and really deep cleaning and things like that. Also, maybe being there for our open houses and just being a host that night or when we choose to do those. So there are opportunities.
All right.
Another long-term goal that we have is to somehow come up with a signature event that is different, and at the same time we could probably make some money to put in, as a fundraiser as well. So that's something we've been, we've kicked it around, but we could use, creative people that would have ideas.
With a vision.
And wouldn't mind taking the bull by the horns and running with it. If let's say you want to do a New Year's Eve ball drop.
Yeah.
Okay, what does that take
Yeah.
for the city of Lowell to do that on the Showboat?
Yeah.
And organize that.
Or
we
a
talked about a Kentucky
Polar
dirt.
plunge.
Yeah, a polar plunge. Not
This
year,
year,
no
Not
ice,
this
no
year.
ice. But again, we talked about Kentucky Derby Day, and everybody can come down in their hats or whatever, stuff like that.
Sure.
So, but we need some fresh ideas and organization.
Yeah.
Okay, so is the best way for anyone to get in touch with any of the board members if they want to volunteer, if they'd like to contribute to paying for that insurance, or if they want to book to go to the website? Is that the best thing?
Yeah, our website is it has everything you really need to know. It tells you what the rent is, all of it. When the dates that are booked, it shows you
Yep,
that.
I was on there.
Okay,
I was
good.
on there this afternoon before I came here,
Right.
and I got to tell you, folks, it's really easy to navigate. And there's a contact us thing. You just click on it.
Thank you.
And
Yeah, and we do have a Facebook page too as well.
Okay.
So we're on that. Our phone number is 616-987-0220 if anybody's interested. And then our email's info@lowellshowboat.org. Real simple.
Yep.
info@lowellshowboat.org.
And if you
Yeah.
want to stop by our booth here at Expo coming
Yeah.
up in March,
Expo's coming
we'll
up.
be up here having a booth, and any questions or come on up and meet us.
Give it a plug for the expo. We're going to be offering a 15% discount. So you come to the expo, get your coupon, and you book it any time in 2024. You have to book it before April 30th, though. But the discount will be good for
15%. That's good.
15%. It's,
All right.
it's decent.
Yeah.
Decent amount.
Yeah.
So
All right. Well,
Yeah.
thanks very much, Jim and Liz. I
welcome,
appreciate
Cliff.
your time.
yeah.
Yep.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for having us.
Mm-hmm.